Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and here we are once again gathered around the breakfast table and having our coffee and donuts and just getting together. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again. It is a Friday, and we're going to be here for the next hour or so. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're going to be here and we're going to entertain you. We're going to have everyone aboard with us. So we thank you so much for being along. We're coming out of New York City. That's where we originate. And no matter where you are around the world or around the country, we're right there with you. All you have to do is be in a particular place where there's lots of Wi-Fi and a good hotspot. Yes, indeed. We're here, and we got a good show planned for you. We got a lot of talk, and we want to get everybody involved in our conversation as we get together. Now, as you come in, and if you're a first-time viewer, well, I am the host of the show. As people who know me, who've been around here for a long time, so let me explain. As the host of the show, I get things starting, get things rolling right now as we get along. And while we're doing that, you can chime in at any time you want. You're right at your computer, on your telephone, or on your iPad, or even what are the other devices that you have? You know, iPads and tablets, all of those things, right? They have keyboards. You type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see right there on the big screen, and I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas, because that's what the show is all about. All of our views and the opinions expressed right on this show, and that's what we do. We allow you to be part of that as well. So get started. Let's get started right away. And I must tell you that we're coming on 3 different platforms. That's what we are, 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And any one of those platforms will get you there. You could indulge in any one of them, and you get all kinds of good information. Boy, it's been a week, and it's going to be a long weekend coming up, too. We got all of those things coming up. Now, coming on the show later on in the program, as a matter of fact, within this hour, this half hour, to be more blunt, narrow it down, Brian Camp is going to come along. We call on him each week at a particular time. And just a few minutes from now, we're going to be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Sports Update is the name of his show, and he's going to give you all kinds of information about the Super Bowl, what takes place in the playoffs. There's a lot of information to be had, because this is the time of the year right now where the Super Bowl will come in. As you already know, if you're up on top of it, the Super Bowl will be played in New Orleans this year, and it's going to be there on February 9th. And but Brian will tell you more about that. Now, if you have any kind of questions, any form of questions as far as sports relation is concerned, he'll be able to answer all the questions when he comes in. You'll see him live on the screen if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube. And not only can you see him, but you'll be able to talk to him as well, as you already talked to me as well at the same time. Now, when he comes in, you'll see him. Now, those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you won't be able to get a chance to see him, but you will hear him. So you can still ask the questions, any questions that you have, and whatever questions that you ask him. If he has the answers, of course, you'll get it right away. If not, he'll get the answers at a later date, and then they'll pass them along to you. Anyway, we'll be monitoring all of the calls, all of the people who come in, and whatever he doesn't see, I will see, and then I will forward the questions to him. So we've got that. Isn't that good enough? Okay. Now, all of my people here who are watching us, especially if you're watching us for the first time and you're on Facebook, take the time right now to get along, get your friends involved. And you can do that by tagging this show to them. All right. And that's very simple. It doesn't take an effort. It's just just a tiny part of a second. All you have to do is just do that. And you can do as many as you want. You can contact as many of your friends as you want. And you know, if they'll come in, they'll see that information coming from you. And of course, what they'll do is they'll just follow you, right? And they know that information is coming from you. They'll click onto it and it brings them right to where you are. And they'll see me, they'll see you and everybody else here. And not only can you talk to me, you can talk to others who comes in. They'll come in and if you exchange conversations with them, they'll be glad to talk to you as well, because that's what the show is all about. We get things rolling. And so do that right now. Get ready to tag them and let them know that we're out there. Now, all of you guys who are watching us on YouTube, as I always do, if you haven't done it thus far, please take the opportunity right now. It doesn't take any time to do it, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want you to do that. Right? All you have to do is just drag your mouse over there, put the arrow where it says subscribe and click onto it right there, and there's no problem. Okay? We want you to do that because the reason why is because it gives us a chance to know who are actually following us, who takes the time to do that. And the second reason is that because you are a subscriber, now that you have clicked on, and we hope that you did, you'll get a chance to know that anytime we come on live or any kind of activity that goes on in on the channel, you get instant notification being that you're online. And all you have to do is just click onto that instant notification, and all of a sudden you're right there at the YouTube channel just to see what's going on. Because a lot of people may come back next week and, they forgot about the show, but you happen to be on the line right now. And then all of a sudden you see this pop up. The show is on the air. All you have to do is click on to that notification and it brings you right there, so you don't have to miss a thing, because as soon as it pops up, that's when we come on, and basically just click on. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, don't worry about a thing, because the only thing that you have to do is keep the word percolating throughout your community. Let your family and your friends know, tell them all about it. Because if everyone comes in, if they like what they see and they like what they hear, of course, they'll probably come back again and again, just like you. So that takes care of all of that. So feel free and just get together. But we are glad that you're out there. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility or publication. So that being said, let's do what we always do. Let's lift our cups right now. Lift our cups. And because really, what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, that's great. That really hits the spot. The first jolt of the day. Now, you don't necessarily have to have coffee. You may be confined to tea, cocoa, hot chocolate, whatever, no adult beverages. It's kind of early for that. Well, I guess it depends on where you are right now, right? Because we are different time zones. All right, well, whatever it is, that we hope that you enjoy it with us and stay with us for the entire hour if you possibly can. We hope that's the case. If not, whatever time you can spend with us, we really would appreciate that. But we would like you to stay with us. And if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular, I know I'll throw out a topic or two. But if there's anything that you would like to talk about in particular, let us know. Just type it in. We'll see you right there. We'll acknowledge you. If it's an interest to all of us, of course, we'll do that and get everybody involved in the same conversation. A lot of things are going on too. So here we are. We're in the month of January 9. This is January 17th. So we could safely say we're in the middle of the month now. We only have half a month to go before we go into the line of February. You see how the months go by? We're in the brand new year, but the month went by pretty quick. We reached the 17th of January pretty quick. And so here we are. And if you're celebrating a birthday, well, happy birthday to you. If I missed it, then, but I'll tell you later on how you can get in touch with me just in case the rest of you have a birthday coming up and you want us to know about it. If you don't want to come online, a lot of people don't want to come online, but a lot of people who watch the show rather watch the show and not get involved in conversation. But we would love to get involved in conversation with you because we like to greet you personally, and we would like you to be part of the family. You don't have to be shy. Everyone here is friendly, really friendly. So do that. Now, if you're going to indulge in conversation, what I'm going to ask you to do wherever you are in the nation or around the world, give us your weather forecast. Let us know what you have going. It doesn't have to be a full weather forecast. It could be something simple just to let me know what kind of conditions you have in your area, because I like to compare notes and let everybody know, okay, we got sunny skies there, but it's raining over there, and we like to do things like that. But if you're in New York or in the vicinity of New York, you don't have to worry about it. I will give you the local stuff that's coming up. And of course, we'll have that coming up for you later on. But, the rest of you, you're in a different part of the country, in another part of the world, or maybe in another city somewhere, give us your weather forecast. We'd love to hear from you. Now, of course, all month long, we'll be doing a lot of things. We're going to be acknowledging a lot of things all month long. First of all, one of the things that we're going to acknowledge, and I think it's very important, and remember that you don't have to have a particular month to acknowledge a lot of things. You can do it every day of the week, but a month is set aside for this, the National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Of course, you heard about that. That not only happens in the movies or on TV shows, but it's real. There's a lot of human trafficking going around, and that's another form of slavery right there, whether it's sexual or whatever, or money laundering or whatever they are forced to do when they're picked up. And that's one of the reasons why I talk to young people all the time and let them know that when they go online is to, stay with your peers. Don't talk to strangers or people that you might even think that may be much older than you are, because that's how it really starts. It goes through lines. There's a lot of tricks to doing that. And so if you're under 18 and you're watching this show, let's hope also your mom and dad or someone, a guardian or something that's much older than you that can supervise your activities online. That's what they do. And when your mom and your dad says for you to not to go there or not to go here, then you should listen to them because they know more about it than you do. While being on the internet is a good thing in some cases, but there's pros and cons, and there's certain things that you want to stay away from. So please, let's say if you go into some of the chat rooms, and I think there's still chat rooms left, I'm pretty sure for teenagers, because I remember a long time ago they used to break them down in ages. Chat rooms for people, for senior citizens, for teenagers, for young adults, people like that. You go to the chat room in your age bracket and talk to the people in your age bracket. But remember, have friends along with you too, and stay away from people who talk negatively about anything, But, if you really want to be on the safe side, I don't bother with the chat rooms, just, it's good to go on and talk to your friends through some of the mediums that they have for teenagers today. Such as TikTok. Now, I think TikTok is the last thing I heard that it's banned. I'm not sure. I got to find out more about that because I'm not really up on it. They were supposed to have had a deadline whether or not they were going to ban TikTok out of the United States. But anybody listening, anybody watching right now, please let me know if you know more about that than I do, because sometimes I'm not up on these things. My producers here is looking up now and see what they can find about it. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. Also, it's National Blood Donation Month as well. So if you desire to give a little blood, and sometimes it's a good idea for you to do that because you may save a life or two. All right. If you want to donate blood, go to your doctor to get screened to make sure that it's okay for you to donate your blood. And when you do, that they will put it in a blood bank, and you can go to your local blood bank. And I'm pretty sure if you go to your local blood bank without going to your doctor, I'm pretty sure they'll test you too to make sure that you're okay to donate blood, because you're not going to just donate blood just like that. That doesn't work that way. So they will test you to test your blood to make sure it's okay. And then this way, if you're okay with that, then of course they'll set you straight and they can tell you whether it's good for you to donate blood or not. Okay. And again, go to your doctor and let them check it out too. Maybe your doctor may be able to do it as well, but check with them first. Check with everybody first before you're able to do that. So that's what we got going, National Blood Donor Month. And that's right all throughout the month. And so as long as we're into the month of January, we're going to be talking about these things and reminding you about these things. So after we leave January, we go into February. And this weekend, by the way, it's a long weekend, as I said. We're celebrating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His birthday was on the 15th. The actual birthday was on the 15th, but the observant day is this Monday. And so you have a long weekend, hopefully, and you can ride it right out there and do that. Also, the same day is going to be Inauguration Day. So some people decide they're going to kill two birds with one stone and keep up on what's happening on inauguration and Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday as well, or one or the other, whichever you choose. But, I bring it out there. It hasn't been mentioned. I haven't heard anyone mention it because this Inauguration Day on the 20th is overriding the idea of the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. So I am going to override that. I am going to override the overriders and tell you that you shouldn't forget that it's Observance Day of Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. And me personally, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add put more emphasis on that this week. And if I have time, I'll see what's happening with the inauguration. But there's a lot of things happening with that. And that will be the day when people will be finding out whether or not they made the right choices in their voting. But we're going to talk more about that later on as we go along, too. Okay, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be with you for the next hour. And again, we hope that when you come in, we want to say good morning to Warren, who came in. And Warren, he has 41 degrees outside and it's sunny. So the temperatures climbed out there in North Carolina and other places where the weather was frigid. We had cold temperatures this morning. When I woke up, it was 27 degrees outdoors. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, wow, should I or should I not? Nah, I had to, right? I had to come here. So anyway, so that's what Warren has. Thank you, Warren, for that. And those of you who are in the vicinity of New York, you don't have to worry about it. But those of you, again, who are coming in and you want to indulge in conversation just like Warren just did, let us know what your weather forecast. Give us a small summary of that. And of course, we'll bring it out there because we like to keep tabs on that and compare notes to what I have here. So let's get started right now. Let me tell you what we have here at our weather. Now, we're coming in New York. And as I said, those of you who live in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry about it because I'm going to take care of all of that myself. We have 32 degrees outside. That's what we have right now. So the temperatures did climb a little bit and it's going to climb even more. Now, we're not going to see any sunshine this weekend, except for today. We got a little bit of sunshine and we're going to see that today. But for the rest of the weekend, we're not going to see that. So this is how it goes right now. What we have presently, partly cloudy skies. We'll have a high of 41 degrees and winds will be west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, mainly clear skies, low 33 degrees, winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the winds are blowing, but the temperatures are getting up there once again, but they're going to go down again. I got to tell you that. Anyway, we look for Saturday. Saturday, that's when it goes down the down low right there. It's going to be cloudy with occasional light rain in the afternoon, and we'll have a high near 45 degrees, and winds will be south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and chance of rain will be 80%. So that's almost like a guarantee of rain. And Saturday night, if you're going out, I think the rain will subside. Mostly cloudy skies early. Will be coming partly cloudy late. And we have a low 33 degrees. So winds will be west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We go into Sunday, and here we go. We're sinking a little bit lower again. Cloudy with periods of snow during the afternoon. We'll have a high 37 degrees. Winds will be north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of snow will be 90%. So get ready for that. And it's going to have, we're going to have a 1 to 3 inch of snow accumulations. to be expected. Okay, so get ready for that. Snow plows. Snow to clear it up there. All right, now for Sunday night, snow in the evening will be tapering off and give way to cloudy skies overnight. And we'll have a low 18 degrees. So bundle up real warm when you go out there. And winds will be north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 80%. And snow will accumulate to 1 to 3 inches once again. And the outlook for Monday for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, it's going to be a cold one, but sunny skies will be there, generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. And it's going to be very cold. The highest that we're going to get for tomorrow will be 27 degrees. I told you we're going to get that. We're not finished with that cold weather. And winds will be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And repeating our current temperatures outdoors right now, as I repeated before, we've got 32 degrees outside right now. So there we have it. What can I tell you? Well, let's warm up and find out what's happening in today's world of sports, because Brian Camp is along with us and he's going to come along with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Again, if you have any questions for him, he'll be able to answer them for you, whatever they may be, sports related, because there's a lot of sports to be talking about out there. So let's get the conversation going out now. Let's not delay any further. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports.
First, I want to say, back to the trafficking, human trafficking. You got to be very careful about that. Wanted to add that I always tell my wife when she has our granddaughter with her, and they like to snatch kids, snatch people in the malls.
Mm-hmm.
Don't park the car next to a van that has no windows. Don't park near a van, period.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice of these snatching of these children, there is always near a highway. So that makes their getaway even quicker. Because once you know, get somebody, it's a wrap because the highway's right there. And it doesn't take much to snatch somebody because if they're in a van, all they got to do is just with one quick grab, snatch you in, close the door, and they're gone. Red light or green light, whatever. So that's why I always tell people, especially little boys, little girls, it doesn't make a difference, and even some adults too. So um, they don't care. So you got to be very, very careful about that. That's something very serious, especially down here in the state of North Carolina. They have a high volume of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell my granddaughter, she knows, don't, somebody's driving their car, their vehicle, and they slow up, keep on walking. And if it gets too
How many
hmm,
times have you seen that in the movies? When you
all the
watch,
time.
you see that a lot, and it's real. So you look at movies, say, that's not good, but it's real. It's actually real. That's how they do it. You're right, and I'm glad you
Yeah,
brought the point up.
they may be acting it out, but these are the things that do occur. Even a person like me, 62 years old. I mean, you say to yourself, well, why would they want to snatch me? Listen, I don't have any money. They might want to hold me for ransom. I don't know why, but I don't have any money. But is the point is you have to be careful because they could grab anybody for any reason, and you just got to be alert, and you just can't make no false move, wrong move, and everything. And I always tell her, I say, if you feel that you're still being um um follow or chase,
Mhm.
start running. So, but that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, whether you're in the continent of Asia, in the continent of Europe, or right here in the good old United States of America. I say hello to all out there who's listening around the world and nationally and locally. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's presently 41 degrees, going up to 54 with lots of sun today. That little snowflake that we were supposed to have in last week, at last Friday, that closed the schools, made me lose a day's pay, but it was okay. Uh, I made it up. I'm not going to tell you how I made it up, but it was 2 to 4 inches. Wow. Live now. If I told some of my New York friends this, they would laugh at me because when I was growing up, we had to walk in snow, sometimes in a blizzard. There was no red alert. We went to school in the snow. So, I just wanted to say that the snow back north is like, bring it down. Things still go on. A couple of flakes here in North Carolina. Oh, things are closed. We got to close it down. Close it down. Shut it down. It wasn't even a threat. At least where I was at, you know. So I don't know about you, Warren. Good morning, Warren. I don't know if whether that you had to things were shut down and everything, but you know, had to stay home and everything. But anyway, let me get to sports. It's Super Saturday and Super Sunday and Super Monday. Yes. Super Sunday, Super Saturday, Super Sunday, and Super Monday as we have football and college football. The national championship game is going to be on Monday. But I'll give you my prediction on that in a second. But here we're all set for Saturday, January 18th, 6:30, 4:30 on ESPN, ABC. It's the AFC divisional playoff round. Is the Houston Texans are going against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are on their quest for a three-peat. They're going for a three-peat. Never been done. There's a lot on stake. Kansas City's been not playing. Their starters haven't played in 18 days, so they're well rested. I don't know how rusty they may be, but Houston is a team, a young team. They're going to be ready. Game number two. It's at 8 o'clock on Fox. The NFC Divisional Championship game on still January 18th is the Washington Commanders versus the Detroit Lions. That's going to be a high scoring game. I could tell you that right now. Detroit's defense is all banged up and everything, and I love this new kid, even though he's in my division, and I can't stand the Commanders, but this Daniels young man is very, very good. So that's going to be for Saturday. Sunday, the NFC divisional playoff game, January 19th at 3 o'clock. NBC is going to have their game and on Peacock. Now, we just like I'm going to say this again with live streaming now. Okay, NBC still has the network, but Peacock is also playing it. Who knows? Maybe down the line they're going to get rid of the networks, but the money is going to be in the streaming, and Peacock is going to have the game. Is you just going to have to get used to this here new idea of live streaming because they're doing it for Netflix, they're doing it for Prime. So that's the Rams and Eagles. That game starts at 3 o'clock. The fourth game will be at 6:30. That's the AFC divisional playoff game, which is going to be the main game this whole weekend. Everybody's been talking about this. The Ravens versus the Bills, and all locations with the exception of Detroit is going to be cold. Now, for this game here between Baltimore and Buffalo, they are talking about -3 degrees. -3 degrees. It's going to be cold. So they asked Lamar Jackson if he's going to use a glove. He's saying he's not using a glove. He tried that before. It didn't work. He's going to be using his bare hand on -3 degrees. That game is going to be on CBS Paramount. Again, see Paramount, CBS, the connection, network, live stream. NBC, Peacock, live stream, network. This is where we at. So Get ready, get ready, get ready. And then top it off on Monday, the national championship game. Ohio State versus Notre Dame. This is for the national championship. This is the first time we're having a playoff, and now it's coming down to these two teams. So, my predictions: Texans versus the Chiefs. You got to go with the Chiefs until somebody knock them off. I'm sorry, they've been winning these close games. That's Hey, listen, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's going to find a way to win, but they're getting healthier. I'm picking the Commanders over the Lions because the Lions don't have a defense. They're all banged up. And this kid is special. This here, Jaden Daniels, he is special. So I'm picking him to win along with his team, the Commanders. And then on Sunday, I'm picking the Rams. I'm picking the Rams to win. Why am I picking the Rams to win? Because if you want to beat the Eagles, I'm going to make the quarterback beat me. I'm not going to let this running back form a giant running back to run for 200 yards. No, Jalen Hurts is going to have to beat me. So I'm going to make him throw the ball. And for Sunday, same thing. Ravens and Bills. Sorry, I'm going with the Bills. Um, you're not going to want Derrick Henry to beat you because he's going to wear you down. The Bills got to get off to a quick start to win, to score points. So then the Bills going to have to play catch up. So by me saying this here, take away the running game of Derrick Henry and make Lamar Jackson beat you with his legs and his arm. Some say he's not an accurate passer, but he is still dangerous. But those are my picks. And for the national championship, I'm going with the upset. I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They are going to win the national championship. It's going to be exciting for these 3 days. You just don't want to miss it at all. So this day in sports, excuse me, January 17th, 1934, New York Giants reward National League MVP. This is baseball. Carl Hubble with a huge $18,000 contract. $18,000 back then was a lot of money in 1934. 1961, Oscar Robertson, the Big O, the youngest to win an All-Star Game MVP at the age of 22. 22. 1970, Sporting News names Willie Mays a player of the decade for the 1960s. 1971, Super Bowl Chuck Howley, Dallas Cowboy linebacker, won the Super Bowl MVP, but his team lost. That was my team. Lost. He's the only player in NFL history to win a Super Bowl MVP on a losing team. 1989, Phoenix Suns canceled game at Miami due to racial unrest. 1994, Patrick Ewing becomes the first New York player, to get 15,000 points for the Knicks. 1995, LA Rams announced that they are moving to St. Louis. Since then, they moved back to LA. 1997, NBA suspends Dennis Rodman indefinitely for kicking a cameraman. Yeah, he kicked him between his legs. Ouch. If you ever got hit there, ouch. And in 2012, LeBron James is the youngest player to ever get 20,000 points, passing Kobe Bryant. Birthdays: 1931, Don Zimmerman, Major League Baseball infielder and manager, coach, born in Cincinnati, Ohio. 1942, Muhammad Ali, Olympic gold greatest born, is the greatest fighter of all time. He's one of my favorite heroes, one of my role models. Yes, Muhammad Ali was born in Louisville, Kentucky. 1952, Darryl Porter, Major League Baseball World Series MVP, born in Joplin, Missouri. 1960, Chili Davis, Major League Baseball outfielder, 1991 World Series champion, was born in Kingston, Jamaica. And 1982, happy birthday to Dwayne Wade, NBA guard, Hall of Famer, three-time MVP, Finals MVP, was born in Chicago, Illinois. And a sad note, Bob Uecker, known as Mr. Baseball and the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, transitioned at the age of 90. Uecker was best known as a color comedian and broadcaster who earned his nickname during one of the numerous appearances on Johnny Carson late night show. Now, after a short Major League Baseball career, Yuka got his big break off the field in comedy as he opened up for legendary comedian Don Rickles and Al Hurt, who was a nighttime club owner in Atlanta in 1969. Al Hurt was a musician, used to play the trumpet back in the day. So Al Hurt was so impressed, he became a frequent guest on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Yuka launched his TV acting career in 1985 with the ABC sitcom Mr. Belvedere, and he played in the character Harry Doyle in the 1989 movie Major League, and the sequel to that, Major League 2, in 1994. And sad news that Gus Johnson, former NBA guard, also passed away. He was 71 years old. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports coming from Charlotte, North Carolina.
There you go. There you go. And you know something? You jogged my memory when you mentioned Chili Davis. I forgot all about Chili Davis. I forgot all about him.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember. Sometimes I forget about some of these guys. They leave the scene, and you forget about them. You know. But yeah, I remember him. I
Yeah.
remember him.
Good player. He wasn't a great player, but he was a very good player.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, they had back when Chile was playing. That's when they really played the sport baseball. You know, they played like those players. And I said it time and time again. They played like their lives depended on it, and they weren't in the $1 million bracket back in those days.
Yeah. It was real. It was real. It was nothing fake about them playing. They embraced the game and they loved it as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Derek Jeter and maybe someone else might have been the last of the people that I remember in this age, in this day and age, that played the game like the guys they played in the 60s. You know, they played the game, even though Jeter is in the $1 million bracket, but he still played his tail off.
Sure did.
And I mean, you go back to people like Willie Mays and Willie McCovey and all of those guys. They weren't making millions of dollars. God, boy. But
Yeah.
but back in those days, that was big money back then.
It was a lot of money. $18,000 a year in 1934. You was rich.
Yeah,
Rich, rich, rich.
absolutely. Now I'm not so sure it's enough to be a millionaire anymore.
Sooner or later, like a millionaire is going to be like nothing in another 15, 20 years, maybe even less than that. It's
Yeah,
a lot of people is now billionaires now.
that's right. They go back. But I don't know where they're going to put the rest of us who are not in that bracket. How are we going to live? We probably become extinct. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep your
Yeah.
fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. Hey, it occurred to me when you mentioned about the snow in your area, and it occurred to me the reason why they stop everything in your area because it's not like New York. New York have buildings that surround all of these things to keep all of the snow from falling, and you get all of the snow. You have rows of houses in your area, and it's more likely that the snow will stick and get thicker than if it were in New York. That's what.
Well, yes, that is true. Um, the difference between North Carolina and New York, and I include a lot of the southern states, we don't have the equipment like up north like New York has. Um, New York will get a heads up. We're going to have X amount of snow. They already have their snow trucks, sanitation. They have their snow trucks ready, and the MTA also because they also help out too. I was part of that with they'll take me off my bus route and put me on the snow truck and we drive the snow truck and you just push the snow to the side.
Mhm,
So it snowed a lot down here, but it didn't stick.
mhm,
It didn't stick. So, but like I said, if you have a few flakes here in the state of North Carolina, they ready to shut things down. You can see that, everybody's boarding up their homes and their businesses and who makes a lot of money is companies like Lowe's and Home Depot because they know that they're going to be getting a lot of salt and people purchasing salt and shovels and flashlights. So that's the difference between New York versus the South here. Totally different.
And in New York, it could be depending on where you live too, because yeah, there are certain parts of New York where you get real thick snow. Like for instance, see, I live in the Manhattan area of New York, and I don't see snow. I mean, we get it, but the quicker that the snow drops in the street, the quicker it will melt. For two reasons. You got the underground heating because they want to keep all of the Manhattan streets clear for traffic. It's heavy traffic out there, and they want to keep that clear. So they have that, and they keep the snow. And if the snow gets thick, that's when they pull out the plows. But on the outer boroughs, like in Brooklyn and Queens and way out in Long Island, that's when the snow hits.
Well, Long Island's going to get hit hard,
Yeah. And
definitely. They always get hit hard versus the city
yeah,
in the boroughs because out there is totally different because in the city, like I said, they 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 work so fast.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, I've been involved where we was waiting online and waiting for in our trucks, and we're just waiting for the snow to come down, and then you see the snow, and you see it's like a line of soldiers getting ready to go to battle, and then we just go out and go to different directions, and but Long Island, they definitely get hit hard in Suffolk and Nassau County.
well, we're going to get a little taste of the snow over the weekend. It's going to be a long weekend.
That's the football weather. Love it. Love it.
We're going to get between 1 to 3 inches of snow, but I would say that's on the outer boroughs of Manhattan. But we'll see what happens then. We can't really complain about treacherous weather right now because we don't get much of it.
Yeah, that's right.
A little snow doesn't hurt. I mean, I don't like. I'm not a winter kind of a person, but if you live in the four seasons,
Mhm.
that's what you expect. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all weekend long, we got football. Everybody's going to be in their houses. And I just want to again, say this weekend, keep reflecting on Dr. Martin Luther King. I haven't heard much about it on media because this inauguration thing is overshadowing Martin Luther King's birthday. So I am putting it out there to let everybody know that is the weekend and it's to be celebrated for the Martin Luther King weekend. Now you can do what you want,
Yeah.
but I'm reflecting on the doc himself. That's what I'm going to do.
Most definitely. I will not look at no service of the incoming of the re-elect president. I'm not going to, bother with that. Actually, I'm going to be away anyway. So, but it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, happy birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King, man who sacrificed a lot for all humanity,
That's right.
especially for people of color who basically died for the cause and everything. And we this is why we honor him because think about it. Without him, will we be voting? Will
Yeah.
we have our civil rights? Will we have our housing act? Those are the three things that he's going to be most remembered for, among other things: the civil rights movement, the Voters' Right Act, and the Housing Act as well too. So I say thank you, Dr. King. Thank you for your services and for the sacrifice that you made to all of us.
Go. Okay, Brian. Good reporting on the sports, and we'll catch you back here next week. How about that?
Yes, next week I'm going to send my stuff in. You might catch me on, but I just want to say to Mary, I won't read your comments. I'll let Frank Allen do that. Warren, I see your comments too, and Mickey. All of y'all have a wonderful, safe weekend, and just stay behind the TV and watch some sports. See you soon.
Okay, take care. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Okay, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And we call on him each week to bring us sports. And there's a lot, as you already know, he already talked about it. There's a lot of football this weekend and a lot of people who follow football a lot are going to be peeled right behind the TV screen. So a lot of people may be going out shopping to stock up on beverages and popcorn and the whole 9 yards and get everything done, because depending on where you are, the weather might be frigid and it'll keep you indoors anyway, right? So that's what we got. If you're just joining us, it's the coffee hour, and we're here with you for the balance of the hour. We got a few minutes to go in the program. We want to say hello to a lot of people who joined us. There's Mary Reed out there from Brooklyn, New York. Mary, thank you so much. Mary, you're going to have to suffer in the snow with us if we get it. You're from Brooklyn, so you may get more than I do. Mickey Jones out there from, he's out in Raleigh, North Carolina. And again, we talked to Warren already from Greensboro, North Carolina. There's Lynn Duff. Now, Lynn, I don't know where you are these days. I used to say the UK, but then Lynn travels to Africa. She stays in Africa. She goes back to the UK. I don't know. Are you living in Africa now, or are you back in the UK? Where are you now, Lynn? It's hard to, I can't even keep up with you anymore. It's hard to keep up with you. But wherever you are, I know that you're happy because you're a happy person, right? But Happy New Year to you too, because I haven't spoken to you in such a long time. So now Lynn is back in London. Okay. I don't know if she's going to stay there. She's a traveling woman, makes a lot of stops all over the world. I don't know. Anyway, we thank you so much for being along with us, Lynn and Mary and Warren and Mickey, all of you guys. Thanks a lot. Warren said something. I got a comment on him. He says, supermarkets, state of emergency in North Carolina. Is that a fact? For 3 to 5 inches of snow. Supermarkets, state of emergency. Okay. All right. So we got a lot of things to contend with, especially over the weekend, depending on where you're going, depending on where you're going. So that's about it. That's what we got. And Len is off to Africa. What? He's off to Africa soon. I wish I could join you, Len, but I've got a lot of work to be done here. But one of the places I am, before it's all over with me, I want to visit Africa. I've never been there. I want to visit Africa. There's a lot of places that I want to visit that I've never been before, and I want to make sure that I put a lot of those places on my bucket list or my to-do list or where to go. I want to do that like other people. We can get back to more of this conversation because I like what everybody is saying here. But right now, again, welcome to the show and thank you so much for being along. Okay, here's a little entertainment news today. You've probably heard about it already. Sam and Dave, half of the 1960 duo of Sam and Dave, Sam Moore of Sam and Dave, has died. The late singer, best known for his hits such as Soul Man, Hold On, I'm Coming, died last Friday morning in Coral Gables, Florida, due to complications while recovering from surgery. And his singing partner, David Potter, died in a car accident back in 1988. The soul and R&B duo performed together nearly 2 decades. Starting in the 1960s, best known for their high-energy, gospel-infused performances, the duo became an influence for a number of artists, includes Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, and more. Moore was 89 years old. Leslie Charlson, known for her role on General Hospital, has died. The daytime Emmy-nominated actress portrayed Monica Quartermain on the soap opera for nearly 50 years. And she began working on ABC drama 1977 and appeared in more than 2,000 episodes. And she was the longest tenured cast member on the series. She was 79. Fans for Duchess and Sexes. What's on my mind? The Duchess of Sussex. Meghan Markle will have to wait. All you fans will have to wait. You know why? Because for another couple of months, because she's going to have a premiere on her show on the Netflix, and it's called With Love, Meghan. And that has been pushed to March. And the postponement came to her request herself due to ongoing devastation cast by the Los Angeles wildfires. And speaking of the wildfires, Beyonce is chipping in to help those affected by the Los Angeles fires with the announcement that her Bay Good Charity Foundation is donating $2.5 million to help families rebuild after their suffered losses. Bay Good, which has established in 2013, will provide the funds to families in places like Altadena and Pasadena. Those are the two areas that were devastated by the wildfires that broke out on Tuesday. In addition to helping those who lost their homes and possessions, Bay Good will also help out and also assist churches and community centers and other impact areas to areas that they immediately need people affected by the fires. Disney has, well, here we go again. Disney has been hit with the copyright lawsuit alleging that the widely popular Moana franchise was nearly entirely lifted from the decade-old screenplay without the writer's consent. And in a lawsuit that was reviewed by Entertainment Weekly, has been filed last Friday, animated Buck Whittle claims that the former Mandeville film developer, and that's the director, Jenny Marchick, violated her copyrights by secretly passing on to Disney materials that he produced confidentially to her 2 decades ago. Birthdays today. Happy birthday to Michelle Obama, who turned 61 years old today. Jazz musician Cyrus Chestnut is 62 years old today. Actor Jim Carrey is 63. Rock singer Paul Young is 69 years old. The late Andy Kaufman, actor and comedian, would have been 76 years old today. Brian already mentioned it, but he didn't mention it. Muhammad Ali would have been 83. TV host Maury Povich of The Maury Show is 86 years old today. Jazz musician Cedar Walter would have been 91. Puppeteer Sherry Lewis would have been 91. Actress Sherry North of the Mary Tyler Moore Show would have been 93. Actor James Earl Jones would have been 94. Hairstylist Vidal Sassoon would have been 97. And actress singer Eartha Kitt would have been 98 years old, and actress Betty White would have been 103. So happy birthday to all who are with us today. And those who are no longer with us, we salute you and remember you for your birthday today. Now, if any of you out there are celebrating a birthday, please feel free to get in contact with us and let us know, because we would like to acknowledge you. And I will give you my email address and my telephone number, because those are the sources I have for you to get in touch with me. All you have to do is email me. Email is Frank Allan Prod, Allan spelled Allan, and Prod is Prod. And that's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Keep the information with you at all times, okay? And whenever you need it, it's in your cell phone or your computer or wherever you want to store it. And it'll be right there at your disposal, okay? Always do that. And you can email me and phone me for anything that you want to talk about besides your birthday, or you maybe want to talk about the show and give us advice about the show or whatever, you know, or even just to say hello. So keep in mind that information, stay with it. And let me repeat it for you once again. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900. And again, the extension is 467134. Again, that's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And we will look forward to hearing from you. I always look forward to hearing from you. Never forget, always remember Dr. Martin Luther King. That comes from Mary Reed, and she's remembering too. We're just going to penetrate it. We're going to put it into your heads right there. This is what we're celebrating this weekend. Inauguration is up to you. I know that's coming up, and I think it's very important. But it's the Dr. Martin Luther King birthday weekend, and that's what we're celebrating. But since we're on the subject about all of that, Inauguration Day is on the 20th, which is on a Monday, the same day as Dr. Martin Luther King's celebration and observant day. This, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, beginning at 12:01, you're going to have a new occupant of the White House. Now, as the country goes on autopilot for the second time, and I say that, you could say it, I could say it sarcastically, or I could really mean it from the bottom of my heart. However, this is where we are and this is where we're going. And this inauguration, maybe it would be immediately, or maybe a day after, or 2 days after, maybe a week after. This is what we're going to know whether or not you made the right choice, okay? Because promises were made already, particularly that everybody think about the prices of food. Is it going to go down? Now, all of us know, anyone with common sense know that once prices go up, it's not going to go down. But you had someone tell you, first day in office, day one, we're going to bring down the prices of food. All right. And this is before election was over. And now that he's in, the question was asked once again, oh, well, once prices go up, you can't, they're hard to go down. Duh. Didn't we say that already? All right. Okay, there you go. A broken promise already. Okay, so let's see how many broken promises we get anyway. But I want to talk about the show because social media is changing a lot of things, as you already know. Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, he's going to abolish fact checking. So everybody that goes on Facebook or wherever you go, make sure that you fact check before you post anything. All right. Keep everything on the up and up on your side. All right. Now, as far as this show is concerned, now here we have a lot of people, media. I'm independent. I'm an independent media person. So, I don't hold to the FCC or hold to anyone else. So I'm not going to worry about anything. But we are opinionated here and we talk about things, but we don't hurt anyone. But if we have an opinion here, we're going to let it out there. And some opinions may cost us. And this is one of the things we're going to look forward to. So we're going to see what really costs us. We're not going to change a thing on this show. Well, we have something to say, we're going to say it. We're not out to hurt anyone. And we're not out to hurt anyone's career or hurt anyone personally. We're just forming opinions. And of course, we are responsible for our opinions. That's why I always do a disclaimer before we proceed with the show. So there you go. So we're not going to change anything here. And got to tell you, just so you know, we're not going to change anything because we're not going to bend any knee or kiss any ring. Well, the kissing of the ring is another word of kissing ass. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to kiss ass. We're not bending knee or anything like that. And if by any chance we are taking off the air because of our opinions, then so be it. Because if we can't do it here, we're going to do it someplace else because our work is going to be done. Just so you know. Okay, I have one movie. I'm going to quickly tell you about it. It's called Raging Bull from 1980, starring Robert De Niro, Kathy Moriarty, and Joe Pesci. It's on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check it out Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can go to Facebook. You go to Turner Classic. There may be other movies that you might like, only because this is my choice for the week. And you might like it. You have all kinds of things when you go on demand. There's children's program, documentaries, all kinds of things to see. So let me repeat this movie once again, Raging Bull, starring Robert De Niro. You have Kathy Moriarty and Joe Pesci. It's a black and white movie. It's about boxing, by the way. So it's a good movie. Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. right there on Turner Classic Movies. Thank you guys so much for being along with me. My weekend now, my long weekend is officially underway, so I'm going to bid all of you a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with sports. And of course, we'll be back here next Friday, once again, for the coffee hour. We're looking forward to seeing you as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and a happy long weekend. And don't forget, it's Martin Luther King's birthday. That's what we're celebrating. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.